for me, I think this was like out of the main card. I think this was the lowest match on the card for me.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if it was because of I'm just not a fan of Pete Dunne, and I think that it took away from what Dream could do and what Strong can do and what they could have done together. Because you just when you have a match with two guys like that you can see what they really can do in the ring, and then you insert somebody else, you're always looking for what's going to happen around the ring. Who's going to insert themselves? Who's going to jump in? Who's going to break this? And who's going to capitalize on this? Kind of like Dream did at the end, but I don't know. It took away from the match by having Dunn inserted in this in the way he did.
How about Pete Dunne was the NXT UK champion for like 2 years straight, unbeatable. He comes to NXT and immediately gets pinned in the secondary title contention. Like, imagine if he was the NXT champion for 2 years and he went to Monday Night Raw and the US champion beat him on his first pay per view. The fucking shitstorm that would be on the internet about how he's getting buried. But because it's NXT to NXT, everybody's okay with it. But
Yeah.
if you think about it, NXT UK dominating for 2 years, and then he just comes to NXT and immediately gets pinned. Like
Well,
they
it's
could have
no,
pinned Roddy.
and I get that like it's NXT UK, so it's NXT, but let's be honest. NXT UK isn't really quite on the level as NXT. Like NXT, it's like NXT and NXT UK is like NXT like light. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's what
Not
that's
the
what I'm saying.
so like it's no different than when you have like a champion. I'm not saying they're on the same level. Don't take this for that. I'm just like, comparing champion. You have Bo Dallas, who's champion in NXT, and then he comes up to the main roster, and he's Bo Leave. You know what I mean? It's just like the same thing as when they bring a champion up to the main roster and they do nothing with them. It's kind of what they did with Pete Dunne, and that's what I saw that too. And then they had Walter there in the stands. It's like, he just doesn't do it for me as a champion either. I don't know why. He just doesn't.
I don't like Walter. I think he's quite overrated, but that's a topic for another day. Like, wow, you're big as shit and you can chop people really hard. Like, okay, that's not a skill. Like, you're bigger than everybody else. You should be able to chop harder than everybody else. But anyhow, do some sit ups, Walter. Big motherfucker. Uh, Shayna Baszler takes on Mia Yim, the hometown girl for you, in what was a very quiet match crowd wise, but I thought psychologically, it was a good match. Like the shit that Mia messing her arm up and Shayna not being able to hook in her choke at the end and having to switch to doing the leg triangle, I thought was fantastic. God damn, man, I'm sick of Shayna winning.
I dig it. I mean, the only reason why I want Shayna to lose when she does is because I want her in the main roster and I want her to come up there to cause some chaos. And I think she's the one who can cause chaos in the entire women's division. But so I don't have a problem with her winning. And I was actually happy she won last night.
If she lost, I would have thought she was going to show up tonight. But because she won, I think somebody else is going to show up tonight, and we will get to that a little later. The main event, 2 out of 3 falls. They gave it away what the third fall was, so they kind of spoiled it. It almost looked like a damn TNA Impact Asylum match or whatever it was called, where they had all kind of weapons around the cage. The cage didn't have a door on it, which I love. Give me cage matches that don't have a door on them. No escape, no climbing over the cage. You get your ass in there. We're gonna lock it in. You win by pinfall or submission. That's the way a cage match ought to be. Um, I'm not a big fan of Adam Cole versus Gargano matches because it's just like we kick out of everything and nobody sells. And I hate to sound like the old guy, but like that doesn't mean as much to me when everybody's doing a super kick every 10 seconds and you're kicking out of every fucking finisher.
You don't like a
Uh
super kick party?
no, can't say that I do. Don't really like the young fucks either. I only said that because those are your guys. I really don't like the Young Bucks, but I don't mean to be disrespectful. I just said that because I knew it'd get a reaction out of Marty.
I'm just gonna sit here.
But yeah,
I get what you're saying, but at the same time, oh man, there was there was some stuff. I can't remember whatever the hell it's called. The
Team
fucking
Destroyer that got hit like 3 times.
what off the turnbuckle.
When he
You know what I'm
jumps
talking about?
down and does the sunset flip pile driver type joint.
Yeah. How
Yeah,
the
Canadian
fuck
Destroyer.
the Canadian Destroyer? How the fuck is his neck not broken? And then that when he did it to Cole on the fucking chair, how do you know? I'm just saying, like, I don't care who you are. That's just gotta hurt. Fuck that.
Yep.
But to be honest, these set of matches between Cole and Gargano I've enjoyed more than Cole or Gargano versus Ciampa.
Oh wow.
I don't know why. It might be because I am an Adam Cole guy. I do like Adam Cole. I always have. I'm not a Johnny Wrestling fan. I'm just not. I think he's. I don't know, because of the baby face he is and was, and everyone loves Johnny Wrestling. Maybe that's why, because everyone loves him. I don't. But I like Cole versus Gargano, and this 2 out of 3 falls match, I thought was better than Gargano and Ciampa's last set of matches. And in the fact that each one, and I like the fact that each fall was a different stipulation. If it had just been a regular 2 out of 3 falls and just gonna match, it would have been boring. But I like the street fight, which I thought was a better street fight than Gargano and Ciampa, because here's the thing with Ciampa and Gargano: every match was the exact same match. Everything from start to finish, you knew where they were going to start. You knew they were going to make their way here. You knew that they were going to pull the mat back. You knew they were going to do on that, and then they were going to make their way back, and it was going to win. It was the same thing every single time. Like, we know you choreographed this, and we know you practice it. Change it up. But the street match was different. It wasn't the same. And then whatever cage match that was with everything they had on there, I like it. Brings back some hardcore stuff right there. I was a little disappointed we didn't see nothing happen with the barbed wire at the end. Kind of want to see what's going to happen with that. Wrap it around.
That was dangerous as hell when they fell off the top of that cage with that. It actually looked like that it got caught in Cole's head, and I thought he might have been hurt, but I saw he posted a selfie laying in the bed with Britt Baker this morning. He looked fine. So
yeah, he looked.
The guy's on top of the world right now.
She posted the picture. That's something that.
Whoever. I was just like,
I mean,
this fucking guy, like, you can't tell him shit right now.
Basically.
NXT champion, main event in NXT Toronto, waking up with a dentist who looks like a damn supermodel. Like, good for you, buddy.
Sign me up for that storyline. Anyways,
NXT. I picked that one correctly. Like I said, I wasn't a huge fan of the match. It has its place, all the spots and all that. And I was listening to Booker T on Stone Cold's podcast the other day, and they were talking about what's missing in wrestling, and they were talking about emotion. And Booker said something that really kind of caught my attention. He said fans don't chant for Steve Austin anymore. They want to chant, "This is awesome," and NXT and AEW. They don't chant. They're not emotionally invested in either of the people. They're invested in the spots. And that made me think of the only person right now who routinely gets their name chanted is Becky Lynch. She's probably the worst wrestler of all the people who are quote unquote on top of the business right now, which goes a long way as the old school type thinking, booking, acting, getting the fans' emotion is you care about what's happening with Becky. With 95% of the other wrestlers, you only care about the spots. And to me, I'm not a fan of that.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that too. It's I did hear some chanting last night, and
both these guys and Fight Forever and shit like that. That has nothing to do with the guys in the ring. That's just we like seeing a car crash.
I mean,
it has nothing to do with being emotionally involved in a storyline.
They were chanting Johnny Tables last night. What are you talking about, man?
What did he do before that?
I'm just joking. I'm just kidding.
All right, so that was our way too long NXT recap from last night, and we're just gonna transition right into SummerSlam 2019. And your SummerSlam transition is brought to you by White Claw. Because I have jumped on the train. I only did that for the eye roll, Marty. These things are disgusting. I'm not going to lie. I feel bad for drinking it, but I can't stop. I need help. I need help.
I'm not going to lie. I may have a refrigerator full of some like Smirnoff ices.
Oh, these are way better than those.
I may have ran out of beer the other day, and I didn't have no whiskey. I may have had to drink some of those, and they are some of the nastiest things I've ever tasted.
I like how you say you had to drink them. Like you couldn't just go to the liquor store and get more.
No, not at fucking 2 a.m.
Speaking of, when you gonna send me some of that El Segundo Brewing Company Steve Austin IPAs? We're not gonna fucking
find it, dude. We're not gonna find it. I've been waiting 6 months and not a single store has it. And the other day on Thursday, Thursday, the store that one of the stores I've been getting at said they had it. So I drove 30 miles to go pick this up.
They had to give me gas money.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, our inventory's off."
No, they didn't. What gas? Like $6 a gallon out there in California? They had to pay for my gas.
So the only way it looks like I can get, I literally look every damn day, is to go down to the brewery itself, which on a weekday driving through to the opposite side of LA just isn't on my top of my to-do list. But I'm gonna have to. I've been literally looking for it every day because because no one cares. They don't stock it in any store. You have to go to like a specialty store to get them, and they never have them anymore.
Is it good? We're going through all this. Watch me get it, and I don't like it.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, okay. Is it better than the IPAs you drink at my house?
Yes.
Okay, because those are like the best Georgia IPAs out there.
Yeah, these are much better.
Cool. SummerSlam 2019. We're gonna open up with the Cruiserweight Championship. Drew Gulak defending against Oney Lorcan. Just a precursor of this. I haven't thought about any of my matches I'm picking, so I'm just gonna pick them as we go through them. And
I got Gulak. I'm going with Gulak.
How long has Gulak been the champ?
Since WrestleMania.
It's 4 months.
But he's only had like 2 matches. I feel. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't watch Cruiserweight or 205.
I don't either. So I'm just gonna stick with Gulak. We'll go on Ziggler versus Goldberg.
I'm going Ziggler.
Ooh.
I'm going Ziggler, and I'll explain why in a little bit.
Go ahead.
No, because it has to do with some other matches. That's why.
Okay. I'm gonna go Goldberg just because he just lost to Undertaker, and Goldberg was like 178-0 or something like that.
We all lost. And hold on, I gotta say, because people shit on this match, and they're right to do so. But personally, I think Goldberg was the one that fucked up that match. It wasn't Taker. I thought Taker actually did decent in that match. But because of Goldberg fucking up, it fucked up Taker also.
His bell was wrong, Marty.
I'm just saying, like, Goldberg's the one that fucked up that match.
He ain't the most fucking not eloquent, but graceful motherfucker in the ring to begin with. You give his ass a concussion 2 minutes in, he still got to go 8-9 more minutes. It ain't gonna look good. And then you got Taker's old ass in there with him. Taker can't just grab somebody and toss him around like he used to. He needs help now, and Goldberg wasn't able to help him. So, but like I said, Goldberg was like 170-something-0. There's no way he should lose to Dolph Ziggler. Like, this match better not go more than 3 minutes. I hate it for you, Ziggler, but have fun looking up at the lights. The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, taking on perhaps the Demon, maybe not the Demon, Finn Balor. Here's one of the things I don't like. It's all over the internet that Finn Balor's taking time off, so you kind of know. I don't know. I'm just annoyed at wrestling news sites and reporters that always want to report the future happenings instead of letting us just watch it and then people shit on it